asking you to think back a bit here, but when you first got here and saw Joe Dahl, did he strike you as someone that had an NFL future? He wasn't real prominently figuring into the program at the time.
Not necessarily. He walked on, left Montana, walked on here. Always had really good feet, was a little undersized, and then, has just kind of lifted his way into a player. Some of it, I think, is he just got older. That's the other thing about that position is, people play their best football at O-line after redshirting and junior, senior year, and some of it's just, just growing that takes place as you get older. But he lifted real hard, always conditioned hard, and then had naturally good feet.
There's been some speculation that maybe he projects as a left guard in the NFL. He's played some left guard for you here. Do you think he could make that switch?
Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, that's nothing to that.
At this point, a few weeks in, is it hard to guard against the guys, wanting to face somebody else instead of tired of seeing the same guys every day?
Hadn't been really. They got the first week off, and then the guys that did most of the playing lifted, and then the young guys, we featured them, and they hadn't been playing very much, so they're really excited. And then we're in the middle of finals right now, so it's even though it's been a little disruptive to have a variety of different tasks, there's been variety to it, so I think that's kept them engaged.
Do you worry about rust in a situation like this with a long layoff, or no?
Well, that's why we don't allow a total layoff. When we were working the young guys, the older guys would go out there and they would do drills. I mean, they would, they'd go first, and we'd do quite a bit with them. So there was never too much totally off.
Some coaches kind of see a bowl game as the beginning of the next season. Some see it as the end of this season. How do you view it and go about your business?
Kind of both. I mean, you want to cap off this season, but the other thing is it's an opportunity to get better and to improve, which is exactly why we work young guys more than most people do.
Do you have to alter things with them in finals?
Yeah, we alter it a lot. I've never had good luck having too much in the way of practices during finals. I've done it both ways. If you do it during finals, you just go late at night. But it's hard to focus. I mean, if you got the right kind of guys, they're serious about their academics and zeroed in, and so the bulk of the finals, we didn't have practices the first 3 days, and then today we went late, and that has to do with the proximity of our bowl more than anything. And then, of course, tomorrow finals are over and we practice.
Is Joe someone who's going to be able to through taking mental reps, and is he going to be able to stay focused even if he's not playing for a period of time? Do you worry about that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, mental reps is one thing, real reps is another, but he'll get plenty of real reps.
Piggybacking off his question earlier, what would a win over Miami do, vaulting this program into next season?
Well, they're a good team, and it's just exciting to win a bowl. Not too many teams in the history of Washington State have won 9 games, and we want to be one of those teams. And then the other thing is hasn't been a ton of bowl victories, and we want to distinguish ourselves that way. And so we're really excited to play in this bowl game.
When you look at a lot of teams, there's always a player or two that stands out. Obviously, Miami, it's Kaya. What are some things that you've implemented specifically to kind of slow his attack?
Well, he's a really good player, but the thing is this conference throws it better than any conference in the country. Us in the Big 12 really, and so we've had a lot of exposure to a lot of good quarterbacks, and so really all we have to do is keep doing the same things that we have in the course of a lot of the teams in this conference.
Everyone talks about Miami's athletes. I talked to Peyton, and he said look a lot like the guys you face in the Pac-12. You share that sentiment?
Oh, they're great. They're really good athletes. I mean, look good on film. And then, of course, this conference, I think we have a great conference here, and I think it's the best conference. And so, everybody's got somebody, I mean, everybody's got somebody that can play.
You talked about 9 wins, what it would be like. Have you heard from some of the older guys that used to play here and got any feedback on how great this year's been for you?
Probably, yes. I mean, just notes, or somebody, you see somebody, or somebody calls or shows up. All the above, pretty much.
The other Pac-12 coaches gave Joe a pretty nice compliment when they voted him to the all-conference team. Do you think he had that kind of season? Would you agree with them?
Yeah, well, I think he's a really good player, and then I think also some of it has to do with his body of work. I mean, a lot of times, a guy that gets that distinction kind of builds up a body of work over time and just recognized and respected, and I think that's what happened with him.
I asked Luke this question last week. With 10 Pac-12 teams in bowl games, do you kind of just worry about yourself, or do you kind of see this as an opportunity to bolster the Pac-12, with the discussion of who's the best conference in all of college football?
We're significantly more focused on ourselves and our individual improvement than we are all that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks.
Appreciate it.